If I was his teammate in Carolina, he's got a big leg. I mean, he can reach it. He's a big, strong guy.
This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, hits to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks a hard tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, sweeps down the sideline, throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's got him! Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
The San Francisco 49ers, we can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Niners crew. And guys, we are here to discuss the 49ers and Patriots game. We are at the half. And man, oh man, what a game we have, man. I just want to start this by saying the 49ers have not punted so far. The 49ers have 10 points off of turnovers. And the 49ers scored 3 touchdowns on one drive because of these hating behind officials. I hope everybody out there is doing well. I'm not going to run through the formalities and all that. I'm just going to get right to this game. We're going to talk about a couple of things, man. Listen, I know normally we do a pregame show and all that stuff, but I was busy, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I was very, very busy. Couldn't quite get to it, but I want to thank you all for rocking with us and staying true and holding us down, man. This has been quite the season. Going to go over some of the yards, some of the numbers, the stats from the game here. All right, just a quick rundown. All right, let's go. Come on, there we go. All right, you can see here both quarterbacks have completed 8 completions. One guy has 55 yards in the pick. The other guy has 146 yards and a touchdown. Again, not counting 2 other touchdowns that occurred on that same exact drive. Jordan Mason has 9 carries for 40 yards and a fumble that he recovered. Ramondre Stevenson has 7 carries for 21 yards, a fumble that he lost. You can see here your leading receivers, a lot of people with just 1 catch. All right, and actually I'm going to break that down some more. So let's go ahead and see these players' stats, okay? I'm going to start with the 49er side of the ball, not the Patriots side. We'll get to them in a second. But look at this. Deebo Samuel started the game out there behind in the backfield as the running back. Second play comes in Jordan Mason, and then Deebo comes back out on third down. Little weird. Next drive, Deebo was back again. So that was out of 4 plays, Deebo was a guy out there in the backfield 3 times. And I'm going to start there. I was very concerned. I was very, very concerned. I thought to myself, oh, it's good to see Deebo coming back and fighting through the injuries. And, you know, they said he was going to be gone at least 2 weeks. He only misses 1. He's coming back. He's a little banged up, but it's like, hey, great for him to be back in the lineup. And Kyle was just like, yeah, I don't care. We're just going to run him. Like, we're going to use Deebo as if he's perfectly healthy, like he wasn't coming back off of an injury. Let's just go ahead and give him a full load. Like, let's just go for it. I want to change my background because I want this all to stand out a little bit better. He's like, let's just go for it. And Kyle does what Kyle does, and he just throws Deebo out there in the mix, and Deebo took one of the hardest hits I've ever seen Deebo Samuel take before. He got stood straight up. That does not happen often with Deebo Samuel, okay? But I digress. It is what it is. You can see the rest of the rushing stats. 1 attempt there for Garindo. No yards on that one. Brock Purdy has done some scrambling, extending plays that don't necessarily have to be extended. He's given up on some plays that he could have run for some positive yards. He decided to throw that ball away instead. But Brock Purdy, 3 carries, 12 yards. This is where he really gets busy, though. George Kittle has the same amount of yards as Brandon Ayuk, but he's got 3 receptions and 1 of them for a touchdown. Welcome back, George Kittle. He's looking really, really good out there. Jawan Jennings, the 1 catch, 32. He's got 2 drops, but Jawan Jennings still being the guy that we need him to be, that dependable guy. Jordan Mason is credited with 1 catch and 24 yards, but we know that there was another one on that drive that I said the Niners scored 3 touchdowns on. Brock Purdy finally trusted the check down. It was a big, big gain, but they threw a bogus flag on it there, man. They called a holding on George Kittle, which was not a hold or illegal contact or whatever the heck you want to call it. That wasn't real, okay? However you try to spin it, whatever you want to try to call it, that wasn't real, man. That guy did not commit a penalty on that, and that's going to be something that we talk about here. You guys see other guys. I like seeing this here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people with targets. All right, Chris Conley had the 1 drop there. If you were watching the game live, they credited it to Brandon Ayuk, but that was not Brandon Ayuk. It was Chris Conley. We do not all look the same, but it's cool. It's cool. But what I was saying is you like to see that we're spreading the ball around to 7 different people who have got their hands on the ball so far. And then go to the defense, man. All pro Fred Warner, 7 total tackles, 4 solo, 3 assists with the pick 6 in there as well. Charvarius Ward with the 4. Now, let me go back to Fred Warner here really quick. This guy is an all-pro. If he's not punching the ball out, he's forcing turnovers. He's getting picks. He's getting touchdowns. The first touchdown for the team in this game came by way of Fred Warner himself. Just being that spark plug that we need him to continually be. I love Fred Warner, man, and anybody who doesn't think that this is his year, if you guys don't think that he's all-pro team 1 right now, I don't know what league you're paying attention to. Fred Warner is 1 of 1, and there's a little bit of separation between him and number 2. All right. Fred Warner did not play in the final defensive drive for the 49ers. I believe he went to the locker room for some replenishment and rehydration. I don't believe it was injury related. We have seen throughout every single week so far a player having to go to the locker room and get an IV a little early, a little bit ahead of time. We've seen Trent Williams do it twice. Here we have Fred Warner doing it here as well. Jair Brown in there in the mix, Kevin Givens in the mix, Devondre Campbell in the mix, Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins is the man. Listen, he's got 2 tackles. He's accredited with a sack and a half, actually. This guy is everywhere. Malik Collins is the defensive tackle that we have wanted here for so long. He is what we thought Armstead was. He is who we thought Hargrave was going to be. Malik Collins looking like the dog that we deserve. Not just any dog either, man. He is a big dog. Give my man some round of applause, some praise. Sound the horn for him, man. He is doing his thing out there. All right. And Malik Mustafa, right? I don't know which center started the first drive, but I believe it was Malik Mustafa. I mean, center fielder, right? The safety. I believe it was Malik Mustafa. He's out there doing his thing. I absolutely love to see it. The 49ers haven't punted at all. Jacob Cowing has 1 punt return with the 7. Oh, I'm sorry. We did punt 1 time at the very end there. Okay. You know what? Before I get to anything else in this game, we get the ball. We've got like a minute and a half, minute 40, something like that left. Maybe a minute 50. I don't know, but it was less than 2 minutes left. We get the ball. We got 2 timeouts. They do a handoff, which was an option. Mason didn't know if he was getting the ball or not. He could have secured it. I get it. But he fumbles the ball. He recovers the fumble. They send him to the sideline, and everybody watching the stream with us over on the Nothing But Niners Patreon, everyone watching the stream with us, and if you guys aren't there and you want to join, man, head on over patreon.com/NB9ERS, $5 tier and up. Do not join the $1 tier. Do not join the free tier. If that's what you're looking for and expecting to see the game with us, you won't. But get on over there, $5 tier or higher, all right, if that's what you're looking for is the game. Everybody watching the stream knew immediately. As soon as that fumble happened, forget how many timeouts we had, forget how much time was left, Kyle was over that entire drive. He gets deterred so freaking easily. I've never seen anything like it, except with Kyle Shanahan. He is the most consistent quitter I've ever seen. Let it be a 2-minute drill, and one play goes wrong, Kyle is done. Heading into halftime, Kyle doesn't care. He doesn't care. We can be down by something. We can be up by a lot. It can be something completely demoralizing if we can walk away with points. No, Kyle does not care. He completely gives up. He runs the team to the line because there was a penalty. It was 3rd and 15. He sends Mason to the sideline, and they do a hurry up like they're going to snap the ball. We knew he wasn't going to snap the ball. Everybody and their mama knew Kyle wasn't going to snap the ball. He runs it down to the zeros. They burn a timeout then. That's when he burns the timeout, right? He burns the timeout then instead of the play before. We go out there, 4th down comes, and we punt. He completely just gave up. I don't understand why Kyle continually does this. We've got a minute and a half in the NFL with 2 timeouts is plenty of time. That's what the 2-minute offense is for. That's literally what it's for. But Kyle Shanahan refuses to do it. But listen, man, it could be worse, right? It's 20-3. By the way, their kicker who goes out there and booms a 62 or 63-yarder, depends on what site you're looking at. I don't know the exact amount of yards, but oh my God, Sly, I believe is who it was, right? I believe that's their kicker's name. A 60, he was credited. What's the stats say? Where is it? Oh, I need to refresh it. It hasn't been updated yet. Hold on. Let me refresh it. So maybe my stats that I shared with you guys earlier weren't absolutely correct. That maybe they weren't complete. But I'm pretty sure it was Sly who booted that 60-plus yarder. I mean, wow. What a boot. What focus, man. What absolute focus. Yeah, 63-yarder, man. Insane. And he had like 5 yards to spare on that bitch. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right? I loved it. Kudos to them. One thing going well for the Patriots. A lot of injuries, a lot of guys on the Patriots team that have fallen down. They've been on the sideline and all that. I am never one to cheer for injuries. I'm not going to do that either. Hopefully those guys are okay. We'll just have to see what happens. But so far through the first half, here's what I've seen. Brock Purdy extending plays, pros and cons. Some of the plays that he's extending, I don't like the way that he was extending them. Spinning around instead of running up into the pocket. He's leaving clean pockets. The team has built this nice U and wall around him, yet for some reason, he won't do it. He won't step up. He's more comfortable rolling out. And maybe it's a comfortability thing. Fine. He hits some guys, he finds some guys, and all that's cool. But I would like to see Brock Purdy get these wide receivers involved more in this game. We saw the one big play. I'm saying big. It wasn't huge, but it was a 38-yard play to Brandon Ayuk. And I'm like, all right, Ayuk, that's what we need to see. And then we haven't really seen it anymore. The 49ers defensive line is doing what they need to do. They are all over Jacoby Brissett. I mean, just wow. It's looking really, really good for the 49ers. The question is, can we sustain? Will we sustain? I am not here to say yes or no in this because every time I do that, it comes back to bite me in the ass. So I'm not going to say that now. Here's what I do want to see. I want to see this run game continue to stifle these guys. Shout out to former 49er JaMycal Hasty, averaging 5 yards a carry out there. He's got 3 carries for 5 yards. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys the stats. Here we go. JaMycal Hasty is out there, former 49er, man. He was a guy that I really, really liked here, too. So good to see him out there getting some burn against his former team. Usually that's when guys go off, right? There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it. But here he is averaging 5 yards an attempt against his former team. So kudos to him. Kudos to him. As far as their passing game, man, there's nothing going on here. There's absolutely nothing going on here. I mean, he's hitting a lot of people with the ball. He's got a lot of people getting the ball here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. Hasty had the one drop, but man, oh man. I mean, they're trying. They're spreading the ball around. He's targeting some people, but they're not doing much of anything here. Their leading tackler right now is Christian Gonzalez, their corner. And by the way, he's probably the best defensive player on the field for them. He stood out even last week in their game. Christian Gonzalez is doing his thing. I really, really like this young man. He's a young corner that is going to be a star, I think, in this league. If they can get some help around him and get somebody on that defensive line to apply some pressure, he's going to be someone. You guys should remember his name, Christian Gonzalez. I really, really like that young man. Jabril Peppers is out there. He's the one that laid the boom on Debo. He used that big-ass Guardian helmet and popped the shit out of Debo. I've never seen Debo hit like that before. Normally, Debo is the one applying the pressure and laying the boom on people. Jabril Peppers took full advantage of it. Kudos to him. Jeremiah Farms is another guy that I like out there, defensive lineman for the Patriots. But I don't know what's going to happen with them. Listen, they're not presenting much of a threat. All right. I do want to talk about some of the team stats really quick, some ways that the Niners have improved from what we've seen the first 3 games up until this one. Third down efficiency, man. The 49ers are doing so much better on both sides of the ball. Here we are, 4 of 7 of our conversions. They're 3 of 8, keeping them below 50%. We're above 50%. That is a step in the right direction. They went for it on the 4th down. They didn't get it. So if you tally that right there, that makes them 3 of 9. That's 33% success rate on blank to go. They have kicked off already, so I'm going to wrap this thing up here, guys. I think the Niners walk away with a dub here. I want to give a big shout out to my man, JP Hellahard. Thank you very, very much, big dog. I appreciate and love you for the Super Chat. As Defensive Player of the Year, All-Pro Frederico. I like it, man. I like it a lot, okay? It looks like the Niners have turned the ball over. Isaac Garendo may have fumbled the ball. He definitely fumbled the ball, and it looks like the Patriots have recovered. So I'm going to get out of here because I am jinxing us while I continue this. Again, guys, if you want to come over and join the party, if you guys want to come and have some fun with us, head on over right now, patreon.com/NB9ERS. Overreaction show coming immediately after the game. I'll see y'all there. Peace.